Well, that's what your bottom board's not supposed to look like.
Such a bummer. I hate this part of it.
Yeah, me too.
Just dump them?
Yep, just dump them.
Anywhere?
Yep. If I could pick one thing that's super stressful about beekeeping in northwest Oklahoma, it's got to be the wild temperature swings that we have. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, and it's 70 degrees outside. But a week ago, we had highs in the single digits and lows at or below zero for several days running, with wind chills 20 to 30 below zero. I want to go out today and just pop the tops on some hives. We're not going to go into any of them very deep. I just want to see what's alive, what is light, what needs food, if there's any dead outs, and really see what the damage is from the really cold weather that we've had over the last week. Julie's going to meet us down here, so let's hop in the truck and go out to the bee yard and pop the top on a few hives. So this first yard we'll stop at. It's right here next to the shop. There's only 6 hives here, and it looks to me like we have bees flying at all 6 of them. So we'll pop the tops and just take a peek, tip them, see how heavy they are, and move on to the next one. Lots of bees on the top box. We will. Super heavy, so they've got lots of food in those. Look good. Not as heavy as those, but not terribly light. Lots of bees. That's what we like to see. That one's about as heavy as that first one down there. Maybe more bees in that one than any of them. That one is not as heavy as the rest, but not as light as the end one. So we'll turn these bricks up on edge so we know that these two are the lightest ones if we come back to feed. While we're here, let's run down to that bee tree that we offloaded in the last video and see how it's doing. If you haven't seen our video on this bee tree, we had a guy call us the day after Christmas that said he'd knocked this over cutting firewood, and we don't know if the queen is there or if we damaged her moving this here, but this is the tree, and there are definitely bees flying in and out. They have made themselves a new entrance right down there in the bottom, and there is definitely activity coming in and out of this one. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it here at the end.
Looks like that's the only 2 spots they've made.
Yeah.
You girls look like you're holding your own. Hopefully. Babe.
What'd you see?
Bees.
This is a group of splits we made late July last year, and they were super small going into winter. Had a few of them in doubles, knocked them back down to singles. The one on the far end down there was by far the littlest of the group. I see bees flying at all of them, but we'll see if that's live bees in all of them or if that one on the end's getting robbed out. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but there are tons and tons of dead bees out in front of all of these. And I don't think those were here before the cold snap. We'd done an oxalic acid treatment on these back in December, and there were a few dead, but nothing like what we're seeing here. So it'll be interesting to see what we get when we pop the top. This one's super light, but it has been all along. But looking down in it, there's at least, well, there's 3 frames of bees, 2 frames of bees. There is just a tiny little bit of capped brood right there that I wasn't expecting to see, because maple has not started blooming yet. There's our queen right there. I'll get it back in there so we don't disturb her or chill the brood. Maple hadn't started blooming here yet this year, so I'm not sure what would trigger them to have brood this early. But since they have some brood and they're as light as they are, I do have a few shims and some sugar patties, some fondant patties. We'll give them a fondant patty, and then we'll bring some sugar water back down later if it stays warm like this. So I got some shims that I brought with me. I think I only have 3 with me. And these fondant patties come from Daydant in a 5-gallon bucket. So we'll just slit it here and peel it back enough for them to get access to it. And throw it right on top of them. Good deal. I don't know if there's any need in smoking these.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a little better. Let's pull the frame out there and see what we got. There's definitely a bunch of larvae down in there that you can see. I say that, and you may not be able to see it for the bees, but there's a bunch down in there, so they're well on their way. And then this frame is nearly all sealed brood. And there's our queen right there. This one has mold on the underneath side of the lid. It has mold here on the frames, and it's definitely got a funky smell to it. So that is not a good sign. However, there are bees here. But most of them are pretty much dead. Shoot right down in there. Yeah, that's not a good thing to see. Pretty much got the whole group that's dead. There is some larvae and sealed brood. I haven't seen a queen yet. But look right down in there. Look at all those dead bees. The whole thing's pretty much dead out. See there, that whole group is just froze out, starved out. That honey's just crystallized up in there. You can see. That's a full frame of crystallized honey. I don't see if I knew there wasn't a queen there, I'd take what live bees we had and put them in that weakest one down there. Tell you what I think we'll do. We will shake the live bees, shake all the bees off down to the bottom of this box, and then the live ones will crawl back up to the comb, and that will separate the dead from the live. And then we'll look for a queen here in the next day or two. And if we don't find a queen, we'll take whatever live bees and put in that end one. So I think we'll go that route, and maybe these bees can help support that end one. You can see all the bees that are still down in those cells where they starved out. All right, so we'll come back tomorrow, take whatever bees are on the frames, shake them into that end one. Maybe that'll help boost their numbers. There's a little weight there. And then there's definitely bees home. Same way, got a few eggs and larvae. Don't see a queen, but she may not be on that one. Oh, there she is. Right there. And got some sealed brood there. So they're going to be in good shape. Glue these lids down. That one's in good shape as well. So this one's pretty light too. So we'll give it a fondant patty to bridge the gap till we get back with sugar water. All right, last but not least, lots of bees here too. These will be in good shape, and they're heavier than the rest, so we'll just wait till we get back with sugar water for them. Well, I hate to lose any, but 1 out of 12 is not nearly as bad as I was expecting back midweek last week when it was so cold outside. So we'll take it. We'll come back with sugar water, feed all of them, and the ones in the other yards as well. Then we'll look at that one that was the dead out, and whatever bees are alive there, we'll dump over into that other hive and maybe maybe swap some frames around and balance them out and help that one out that's struggling so much. So this is our last yard. There's 11 hives here. The double stack down there is over a screen board, and it's really just because I'm lazy and didn't have a bottom board to put them on before winter. So there's 11 hives here. We have 23 total. Now that we have one dead out, that gets us down to 22. We'll let Julie pop a top on a few of these, and then I may put the camera away and help her make it through this yard a little quicker, and we'll just see what we have here. It looks like there's bees flying at all of them, so I don't expect to find anything out of the ordinary here. Those dead or alive?
They're dead.
Well, I take that back.
dead here. It's right here.
Dead.
Yep. And that's a big old ball of them.
Well, unfortunately, the furthest north hive here has a big ball of dead bees in it, and I think it's completely dead. So we'll move on, we'll check the rest of them, and then we'll come pull this apart and dissect it.
Maybe we should have let you keep going. You had better luck than me.
Yeah. After I said that I didn't think we'd find anything out of the ordinary here.
There's something here.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
Bees pouring out as soon as you open the top.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they look real good. You want me to pull anything?
Nope, just cover them back up and then we'll call it good.
Okay.
Just leave the brick off and I'll tilt them all.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna set this camera up on a tripod and help you make it through this yard.
Okay.
Just the whole thing's just dead.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate.
Pop this off.
Such a bummer. Just want these in that other box.
Yeah.
Didn't see him burn it. Better get out of here, bud.
Well, that's what your bottom board's not supposed to look like.
Such a bummer. I hate this part of it.
Yeah, me too.
Just dump them
Yep, just dump them.
anywhere.
Yep. Well, I guess it could have been worse. We had 2 of the 23 that were dead. I'll never understand why some die and why some don't. The one was a strong hive, lots of bees in it, double deep, but it was on the very north end. But then you go to that other yard, the smallest hive that we have is also on the north end, and it's just 2-3 frames of bees, and it made it. So anyways, we'll clean these hives up and give what honey reserves there are back to the others, and go back down to that one tomorrow, and if there's any bees left, we'll give it to that weak one, probably move a frame or 2 from a strong one over to help equalize that. So thanks for watching. We'll check in again next time, and maybe it'll turn out a little better.